The inspection facility was cold and sterile, a place where the hum of fluorescent lights and the faint scent of disinfectant filled the air. Here, every surface gleamed, and every movement was precise, clinical, designed to keep the outside world at bay. It felt like a world away from the California sun, where these avocados began their journey. There, the orchards basked in golden light, the trees heavy with fruit, and the air carried the promise of a bountiful harvest. The avocados themselves looked flawless, rich green skin, perfect size, firm to the touch, and promising that signature creamy flesh inside. Each one was a testament to months of careful tending and the unique climate of California. This was California's pride, a shipment destined for Taiwan's bustling markets, where demand for premium avocados was on the rise. The fruit was packed with care, each crate a symbol of international trade and agricultural expertise. Inside the facility, workers in crisp white coats moved with practiced efficiency, their eyes trained to spot the slightest imperfection. But today, they were searching for something invisible, something that couldn't be seen or touched, not bruises or pests, but a hidden contaminant lurking beneath the skin. The verdict came swiftly, rejected. The entire shipment was stopped in its tracks. Thousands of perfect avocados, now barred from entry, sat in limbo. All that effort, all that hope, suddenly meant nothing. The reason? Cadmium levels above Taiwan's strict regulatory limit. A trace element, invisible to the naked eye, but enough to halt an entire shipment. For the exporter, it was a crushing blow, months of work, investment, and anticipation, all undone by a single test result. The fruit was perfect, the farming meticulous, the shipping flawless. Every step had been taken to ensure quality, from the soil to the shipping container. Yet, a lab test, measuring parts per million, erased all that effort in an instant. Science, with its precision, had the final say. The shipment was now a financial loss, stuck in limbo, with no clear path forward. Perfect fruit, destined for plates, now left to wait in cold storage. This isn't just about one rejected shipment. It's a story that plays out across borders, affecting countless growers, exporters, and consumers. It's about science, soil, and the invisible lines dividing our global food system. The tiniest elements in the earth can shape the fate of entire industries. Two countries, one fruit, but two very different ideas of safety. What's acceptable in one nation can be forbidden in another, all because of a number on a lab report. In the US, these avocados are celebrated, sliced onto toast, blended into smoothies, and enjoyed as a symbol of healthy living. In Taiwan, they're unfit for consumption, their journey stopped at the border by rules designed to protect public health. This is a clash of science, policy, and nature, rooted deep in California's soil, but reaching across oceans, shaping the way we eat and trade in a globalized world. What is cadmium, the culprit behind this trade disaster? When a shipment of avocados is turned away at the border, it's not because of bruises or blemishes, it's often because of something you can't see at all. Cadmium, a hidden element, is at the heart of the issue, quietly influencing the fate of entire harvests and the livelihoods of farmers. Cadmium is a heavy metal, naturally found in soil, rocks, and water. It's part of the Earth's ancient makeup, present long before the first avocado tree was ever planted. This element is woven into the very fabric of the land, especially in regions where mineral-rich soils are common. Farmers don't add it, it's already there, a legacy of geology rather than agriculture. No amount of careful farming can remove what nature has already mixed into the ground. While cadmium is used in batteries and pigments, its presence in food is what raises alarms. Even in the most pristine orchards, this metal can find its way into the food chain, sparking concern among health officials and consumers alike. Plants absorb minerals from the soil, and if cadmium is present, it comes along for the ride. The roots act like straws, drawing up water and nutrients and sometimes unwanted elements. The avocado stores this metal, a silent passenger from the earth. You can't taste it, see it, or smell it, but it's there, locked inside the creamy flesh. How much cadmium ends up in the fruit depends on several factors: the type of soil, its acidity, and even the specific variety of avocado being grown. Some soils naturally hold more cadmium, and certain avocado varieties are more likely to absorb it. California's soils, especially those formed from ancient ocean beds, naturally contain more cadmium. These unique geological features, shaped over millions of years, have left behind mineral deposits that influence today's crops. Farmers aren't polluting, they're working with what nature gave them. They nurture their trees, care for the land, and follow strict guidelines, but they can't change the Earth's ancient recipe. The same soil that gives California avocados their rich, distinctive flavor also brings this invisible risk. It's a trade-off that comes with farming in such mineral-rich regions. It's a geological lottery, not a farming failure. Where an avocado is grown can determine its cadmium content, regardless of how carefully it's farmed. The cadmium in these avocados is a fingerprint of the land, a unique signature that tells the story of the region's deep history and natural processes. Exporting to countries with stricter rules turns this natural trait into a major problem. What's acceptable in one country might be rejected in another, putting farmers in a difficult position. Nature, not negligence, is the real culprit. The story of cadmium in avocados is a reminder that sometimes the challenges farmers face are written in the rocks beneath their feet. Why do regulators care so much about cadmium? It's toxic, and our bodies can't get rid of it easily. Over time, cadmium builds up, especially in the kidneys, causing long-term damage. It can also weaken bones and is classified as a human carcinogen. The risk isn't from eating one avocado, but from decades of small exposures. That's why countries set strict limits, to keep lifetime intake low. Different diets mean different rules. What's safe in one country might be risky in another. Taiwan's rules protect its population from cumulative effects. It's not about one fruit but the bigger picture of public health. There's no universal rulebook for food safety. Each country sets its own standards for contaminants like cadmium. The Codex Alimentarius offers guidelines, but they're voluntary. The US has no specific cadmium limit for avocados. Taiwan does, 0.05 parts per million. That's a minuscule amount, but it's the law. California avocados are safe by US standards, but not by Taiwan's. The difference isn't about danger, but compliance. In global trade, non-compliance means rejection, no matter how perfect the product. The fruit isn't bad, just non-compliant, and that's enough to stop it at the border. The cadmium issue isn't about bad farming, it's about geography. California's avocado growers use advanced methods and strict protocols. The problem is the soil itself, rich in minerals from ancient ocean floors. This soil gives avocados their unique flavor and higher cadmium. Farmers can't change the land's chemistry. Removing cadmium from soil is impossible on a large scale. Its presence is a natural signature. Grown in California. The irony? The same soil that makes world-class avocados also causes export headaches. Nature isn't an adversary, but a partner with unchangeable traits. Farmers must work with what they have. Trade barriers aren't just tariffs, they're also invisible rules. Taiwan's cadmium limit is a non-tariff barrier blocking trade outright. Unlike a tariff, a failed safety test means the shipment is worthless. These are called technical barriers to trade. Sometimes they protect health, sometimes they shield local industries. Taiwan grows its own avocados, and strict rules help local farmers. For exporters, these barriers are hard to see and harder to overcome. The problem isn't in the product but in the land itself. There's no quick fix, no way to change the soil. The global trade maze is full of scientific and bureaucratic walls. Even the best fruit can be stopped cold by a rule it can't meet. That's the unseen wall of international trade. To understand the avocado market, look at California and Mexico. California is a boutique producer. Most fruit stays in the US. Their focus is on quality and the domestic market, with limited exports. Mexico is the global powerhouse, supplying most US avocados and exporting worldwide. Mexico's scale means it's skilled at meeting diverse regulations. California's cadmium issue blocks it from some Asian markets, but exports aren't its main business. Mexico's challenges are different. Rapid expansion has led to deforestation and water issues. The industry's profitability has also attracted criminal activity in Mexico. California faces scientific and regulatory hurdles. Mexico faces environmental and social crises. Both are giants, but each has unique vulnerabilities. The global avocado trade is shaped by these contrasting realities. Success brings its own set of problems. The rejected California avocados tell a bigger story, one that goes far beyond the fruit itself. Each crate left behind is a symbol of the complex web connecting farmers, scientists, governments, and consumers around the world. Food's journey from farm to table is shaped by science, regulations, and nature. From the moment an avocado is picked, it enters a world of careful checks, scientific testing, and logistical hurdles, all before it ever reaches your plate. Taste and appearance matter, but invisible factors like soil chemistry, microscopic pests, and international trade rules often decide a fruit's fate. What looks perfect on the outside might not meet the hidden standards set by another country. Every country has the right to set its own standards, but those rules ripple across the globe, affecting farmers and businesses thousands of miles away. A single regulation can change the course of an entire harvest. Taiwan's decision closed the door on California's fruit, highlighting the need for better harmonization. When countries can't agree, it's not just fruit that's lost, it's livelihoods, opportunities, and trust between trading partners. Nature's power is humbling. Farmers can't change the soil, the weather, or the natural quirks of their land. They work with what they have, hoping their efforts will meet distant expectations. If a food is safe by one standard but not another, is the food the problem or the rules? These questions challenge scientists and policymakers as they try to balance safety, fairness, and the realities of global trade. The global avocado trade is a dance between science, policy, and nature. Every shipment is a negotiation, every test result a potential turning point for farmers and exporters. A lab test thousands of miles away can outweigh a season of hard work, leaving farmers and workers with little control over their own destinies. Next time you see an avocado, remember, its journey is more complicated than you think. Behind every fruit is a story of science, policy, nature, and the people who make it all possible.